So the word emotion actually breaks down into two words. It's energy and emotion. And I teach a lot of people this, especially my client calls, because my name's Cam, and pretty much what I teach is called neuro-energetics. And whether you're going through something personally or professionally, a lot of the principles of neuro-energetics apply to relationships, business, philosophy, life, understanding your emotions, and essentially how to start implementing and using your brain as an asset and an ally instead of an enemy that works against you. When you're going through a breakup or a tough time in your life, job transition, you name it, whatever, our brains tend to freak us out, right? Because your brain has been hardwired for survival for years and years and years. And by putting you through anxiety and fear and depression and telling you to recognize these things in your immediate environment, your brain's trying to help you to understand what you should go for and what you shouldn't, what's making you feel different things and what's not. And neuroenergetics is simply understanding that, yes, energy is neither created nor destroyed, but energy and emotions are things that are outside of you, that flow through you. And if they get stopped or they get stuck in your body, they start to wreak havoc on your biology, right? Your biography does become your biology at some point, and the more traumatic things that you go through, it will start to affect you on a physical and cellular level, okay? Now, all of that stuff aside, I got off 2 client calls yesterday, and one was a fresh breakup, and another one was a established client, and both were kind of having some emotional reactions to things. One happened to be the presidential election, the other one happened to be the dissolution of a hot and heavy relationship after a divorce, right? And both of these things were kind of related to the point where it was making these people feel more emotional than they could kind of handle in the moment. And that's okay, we've all been there, so have I. But when I see this, it's very easy to recognize that someone is in an emotional state. And when you're in an emotional state, what happens is your fight or flight sensation is being triggered, right? Your autonomic nervous system is telling you that there's danger in your immediate vicinity. And this is not sustainable. When you are in your fight or flight mode, your sympathetic nervous system, you are dumping adrenaline and cortisol, and it is like all of your nerve endings are on fire 24 hours a day. It's not a sustainable way to live. And it's going to destroy you, and it's going to cause you extreme fatigue, extreme lethargy, really short-tempered, and will ultimately start to destroy your body from within. So how do we alleviate that? Well, neuroenergetics talks about recognizing that when you're in an emotional state, you making decisions in a highly emotional state is never a good idea, right? Nobody's ever made a decision when they've been emotional and said, man, I'm so glad I chose to do that thing when I was that emotional. That was definitely the right thing to do. Nobody's ever said that. It's never happened. Now, what we can infer from this is that when you do start to understand that you're in an emotional state, what you have to do is you have to sit with that. You have to give that time to process out of your body, right? Emotion is just energy in motion. And when you have a highly charged emotion that is trying to get through your body, you stopping it, or you holding on to it, or you allowing it to sit there for longer than it needs to be is the wrong answer. You have to find a way to channel all of that energy out by grounding, by breath work, by meditation, by consistent journaling, by going to the gym, by going for a long run. There are limitless options for you to create channels to flow, right? Doing yoga, going into a cold plunge, whatever it is, going for a long, long walk. There are ways for you to sort of transmute this energy through you. But neuroenergetics talks about opening up those channels, aligning your chakras, yes, but also just pinpointing that and using it in a different direction. When you have a highly charged emotion, whether it's a negative or a positive one, you can pinpoint that and sort of redirect that energy, right? Because energy, again, is neither gained or it's never lost, right? It can always be transferred, it can always be transmuted, but it's neither destroyed nor created. So it's about taking a negative emotion, sitting with it, spinning with it, playing with it, and then redirecting that negative energy into a positive energy, into a better direction for you to help you advance your life. This is what I teach, and it's rather complicated. I'll stop rambling here, but this is essentially always your power. You can take negative energy, you can take negative thoughts, you can take bad things, and you can turn them around into positive things that will benefit you, your life, and others around you. And that's all you can control at the end of the day, is your attitude and your effort. Never be a victim. You're not a victim. You just don't have the tools in order to convince yourself that you're more powerful than you currently think you are, okay? Hit me up if you want one-on-one coaching. Hopefully this helps. Save this for later. I'll see you in the next one.